Дорогі друзі, триває 32-га доба.
Dear friends, the 32nd day of the active phase of the Russian-Ukrainian war continues. During the last 24 hours, the state, position and nature of actions of the enemy and the Ukrainian armed forces hasn't changed, apart from one small exception. Our troops began small, tactical but counter-attack actions in Sumy and Kharkiv regions, and continue them consequently in Kyiv and Kherson regions. That is, we are talking about a small counterattack. The enemy is now pursuing two main tasks after the official report of the Ministry of Defense of the Russian Federation about the transfer of efforts to the east of Ukraine. The first is to surround our forces in the Joint Forces Operation Zone, beat Mariupol and keep the defenses in Kherson region on the south, because these tasks are linked. If the enemy's defenses in the south fall, then his position around Mariupol will also worsen dramatically. They understand this, they are doing this, they have officially stated this. This means the following. First, on the one hand, it gives us hope in the regions of Kyiv, Chernihiv, Sumy and Kharkiv that we will get rid of the enemy, knock him out of there. Second, it means a possible potential complication or dramatic complication of the situation around Mariupol and the area of the Joint Forces operation. The military and political leadership of Ukraine, the command of the armed forces of Ukraine and the defense forces understand this situation very well and are taking appropriate measures. But I want to say that the next week or two will be unstable. There will be reports both that we are winning, counter-attacking and counter-offensive in some areas, and that we are retaking our land from the enemy. And secondly, there will be information that in some parts on the front, namely in the east, the situation is far from simple. And you have to be emotionally, organizationally and consciously prepared for this. We are holding on, supporting the armed forces of Ukraine, the defense forces and local residents who are in the zone of active hostilities or under temporary occupation and are holding our defenses there without the means available to them. First of all, they do not surrender like the residents of Slavutich, who kicked the Russian invaders out of their town with their civil resistance, for which they are honored and praised. The state cares about its citizens, and the state is calling on and engaging international organizations and leaders from leading countries and international humanitarian organizations to provide assistance, namely evacuation corridors from Mariupol and other cities. This is reported every day by Irina Vereshchuk, Deputy Prime Minister, Minister for Reintegration of the Temporarily Occupied Territories of Ukraine, who is doing a great job. Since we have gone on the counter-offensive in some areas, this means that there will be a lot of captives. I would like to remind all our military, civilian and defense forces once again that torturing a captive is a war crime, which is not subject to amnesty under international law and has no statute of limitations. I remind everyone that we are a European army of a European country. We behave with war prisoners according to the Geneva Convention, whatever personal emotional motives you may have. Everything will be Ukraine. Let's believe in the authorities, believe in the armed forces, believe in the people of Ukraine. Let us believe in ourselves. Stay tuned for our messages and see you soon.